Ginger Prime stands with a rallying call. Pixelit faith, standing strong through it all. The frame rate may falter, but hearts won't fall. Chrono rewrites what you thought you knew at all. Late to the game, but his wisdom lands clean. Skill checks are off, that's the price of a dream. Gaming kinda brings the chaos and thrill, dropping rare loot with unshakable will. Forte holds the line, grace under the blade, faith like a fortress that never will fade. Scrag lights the fire with a storm in his breath. $80 flat for unfinished quests. Joy-Con still drifting, my patience long gone. But I'll queue up at midnight, you know I'll play on. Pull up a chair, the battle's begun. Legends are forged in the light of the sun. One life now saves, play it bold, take the lead. At the Gaming Roundtable where the fearless plant every seed. Reshine by the riding tree. Ride now please, rise to the fire and no checkpoint in sight. One heart, one strike through the endless night.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gaming Roundtable. My name's Brian. We've got kids all walking in here exactly when the intro is done. If you're watching this on YouTube, just note, 1 second. We might just redo this. 1 second.
Start over.
Oh, parenting.
Give me a second, guys. We'll
It's
retake
fine.
in a
It's
second.
fine. Do your thing.
Literally, no one ever needs me until I hit the go live button. It literally is like
true.
some kind of nectar or something. They're like, "Oh, Dad, he hit go live." 1 second.
You guys got your money's worth with that song, that intro song.
Yeah,
It's like, damn.
I
All right.
I love it.
Yes.
You know,
I hear
it's-
you.
I'm not hating, but I don't
it's-
like it that much.
it exists.
It is a song, and as a decision, it was played for us today.
Yeah.
I have messed around with the AI music some. Like,
I have too. I've made some just for fun.
I've made some really fun stuff.
Yeah,
And I've told it before. Like,
Yeah.
make something so heavy and relentlessly aggressive that somebody with mental problems would have
Let's
issues
see if
while
I can
listening
actually
to
do an
it.
intro and then toss to you guys.
They were just saying they want to hear the intro song again. They love it. So
No,
much.
no.
How
we
can I
weren't
do?
doing that.
It's like, how can I don't even know how to do it. 1 second.
They're like, no, shut up. Never invite.
Well, on today's roundtable, Ginger is busy.
I know, right?
It's like
False start, flag on the play. I mean,
False start. Exactly. 20 yards. Okay. Well, we'll just through the power of
20,
editing.
Holy crap.
As a note, before we I actually do an intro for the show because of the edit. If you're watching on YouTube, it has 2 streams up. One is a vertical and one's the horizontal normal. So
Nice.
we're just testing that
Gonna
out.
get on that shorts feed.
Get that shorts feed, see what's
Yeah.
happening. But yeah, so just note that if you're like, why am I seeing like it horizontal? Because on YouTube it doesn't it's weird. I think they should have just made it as one event as opposed to the fact that we have
They're working on it.
competing.
Yeah, like right now with the way YouTube live streams work, if you want to do vertical and horizontal, it's 2 separate streams.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're working on integrating the dashboard so that like it's just one stream for you and your chat and everything's all united. But that hasn't rolled out to everybody. Like it's
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say like
it's coming.
it's weird that I'm competing with myself on
Yeah.
my own channel for that. All right, 1 second. We'll do our intro in a second.
Okay. Well, I'm Scrag.
When that
We have Chrono
jingle,
here.
the we'll be
Yo.
right back. Do.
Yeah, I know.
And joining us today, we have Llama Todd.
Yo,
I'm here.
Llama. Hey, this
And
is the first
Ginger
time
was
we've been on the
supposed to
show
be here.
together, man.
I think, yeah, I think so. Right.
Good to meet you.
Likewise. Hello. How's it
I feel like I
going?
need to flip my camera so like I'm not looking away from you.
Oh, that's like our album cover. We're like, it's like,
We need to all be
Right.
facing
One of
one
those.
singular point on
Is
the
this like
screen.
was it Demon Days from Gorillaz?
there you go. Exactly. Gorillas. Here you go. Hi, Luca. Here's my distraction. She knows when I'm streaming or have a camera on. She's very smart. If I have a key light on, she knows it's time.
Dude, animals are so smart. When I'm playing games, my dogs will not come near me. Like they'll stay away. As soon as I'm done with a round and I like sit back or whatever, my dogs are like, "Hello, I'd like to
Oh,
go
mine's the
outside now."
opposite. Yeah, she knows when I'm trying to do something.
Scragg's dogs are like, he hits us when he loses.
No, that's not true.
We talking pets? Yeah. I like Logan, like I love the cold open. Yeah. All right, Siri.
Frigid.
It's like, geez Louise. Okay. Hey, got me, Chrono.
are
You
you sure?
broke me.
I'm sorry. Are you like giving
Oh, we
yourself
got
a round of applause?
Papa. No, I was just like,
He's finally here, guys.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to the grocery store real quick or drop off some dry cleaning?
I had a raid leader.
My
Every
wife's like,
time
oh,
we
I
do
forgot
raid.
you had a podcast. I have to go. Like, all right, well, I got Paw Patrol as the Netflix babysitter right now, and we'll see. All right, no, it's just like for a jump cut. All right, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gaming Roundtable. Brian with Chrono and Scrag again. Llama Todd making a return to the podcast after his second cancellation just months ago. I'm sure we're going to get into a little bit of that.
Going for the high score, man. Third time's a charm.
Can we do the hat trick? Let's see here.
Well, I've got just the hat for it.
Is it red? I wonder.
It is.
Is it the
actually?
Oreo one? Nice. Oh, yeah,
Nice.
I knew it was red. I love it. I love it.
There it is.
Good.
There
That
it is.
triggered somebody somewhere in the world. They're just having a bad day now.
Available as a winter beanie
Oh,
and flat brim if you want. So
I love how
right.
we're at the part of society where you can obviously rage bait and people still fall for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Love
there was something that somebody posted a couple like last week or whatever. I was included in on it, and it was just like, all right, I'm glad I could be assistance to.
But someone's saying hate speech online. I have to chime in.
Yeah. My voice matters. Like, okay.
They're saying something I don't like.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I'm gonna put the chat over my face.
Okay.
Just because it's a guest. Why do we regulate the guest to the?
Wait, I don't know where to look
window.
now.
We'll just
All
like the Brady
confused.
Bunch, kind of.
There it is. Perfect. But on that note, though, guys, like it's been a crazy week. Lots of different bits of news. I know Scrag, you brought up in our pre-show the memory crisis that is unfolding. I think there's going to be some interesting impacts of that. I think the biggest story that just literally broke as of last night, and I know it's personally interesting to me as someone who's a huge DC fan. I've been enjoying the new DCU content from James and the likes, where you had Creature Commandos last winter. You followed it up with the Superman movie, and then Peacemaker season 2. I think they were able to kind of bridge some of those gaps very gracefully. And then next year alone, I think I'm pretty excited for. But for those who have not seen, as I think I broke the news to Llama Todd in our little waiting room, Netflix is now officially the highest bidder. They have entered into the acquisition process of acquiring all of HBO Max, obviously DC, all Warner Brothers, all that content. I think they said CNN and all that's going to be spun off to its own company, so I don't think they're buying that. But
Smart move.
Yeah, there's just some stuff that's just going to be offset. My question, the thing that is just bouncing around my head, is that what does this even mean for the future of any kind of theatrical kind of release? If they're going to just and I don't think they're going to do Netflix day and date. Let's say they have the big Superman movie, come out or something like that. They want to get that theater, but if they're talking about like a 15-day, like what's that turnaround? Like at 45 days, I could justify the cost of a babysitter for a movie that I'm really excited about. But if we go any less than that, it's like I'm going to save that. I took my kids to see Zootopia 2, We were $100 in for just going to the movie. Like it was.
You didn't do the
freaking-
CVS run before, and you have like the candy, like the kind of affordable candy in your pocket.
I am morally against that, and my wife isn't.
What?
I am morally against that because theaters, that's how they make their money. They don't.
Ew.
They barely, yeah. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying I don't do that.
If it's a movie I don't really care about, it's fine. Sneak whatever, you know. But if it's something I want to be successful, I'll give the theater all my cash. Like that's okay.
What a gray moral zone there.
Wow.
Similar for me.
If I'm excited about the
So
movie, the
brave.
theater wins.
If it's a theater I like Alamo Draft House, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna buy the stuff from Alamo Draft House, right? The Cinemark.
Well, it doesn't count until you post it on Twitter. You have to virtue signal at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh right, yeah. I
gotta
forgot
get your
that doing
internet
things
credit.
without telling anyone doesn't actually.
Yeah, it doesn't. I know you can't just do something so nice.
Honestly, that's when
I
it
bought
comes
an
down
extra
to
large
rage bait.
popcorn. Yeah, I'm good.
I'll say we have one theater in the town I live in, so I kind of feel obligated to do everything to support when we do go to the movies. So I haven't snuck anything into a theater in years.
It's interesting because you guys kind of brought up the thing because you have to post about it. That's why any video that it's like, yeah, somebody clearly thought of shooting this. There's obviously the idea of like, well, somebody got caught on camera, etc. But there's cameras all over the place, so I don't think that's necessarily an excuse. I was like this video is edited. Like, who has two cameras? Like, what is going on?
It's just like the videos of people like I don't know, like it's me filming. I just found out I'm getting divorced. It's like you put the camera on a tripod, you know, like it's clear. Like there was some setup. You had some thoughts before you started this video.
Well, all right. Anyway,
I want to highlight one comment because I'm really confused. This is the
I lost it.
I think it's never staged online. What are you talking about?
I don't know what I said that was white, and it's like,
did you support
Ginger? You had theaters? Everything you say is white.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I support theaters. I bought these snow caps.
I don't support. I go to the movie theater once a year because my point is it's too damn expensive.
Oh, is that all? I go 6 times. And
Okay,
I buy the hot dogs too.
Wait,
Well,
no,
good luck.
you don't go once a year. I can
kidding.
think of
I'm
3
kidding.
different times you've mentioned movies this year.
Well,
Superman.
this year is like I went to like that was me, but then
You went to Superman more than once.
right. But what was what? How many times did I go to the theater last year? I think I saw one movie in the theaters last year.
I don't know. I didn't know you.
I can't even remember what it was, and I guarantee you it's probably a kids movie. It was like if Paw Patrol came out last year, that was the movie I saw. It was that or Sonic. Like that's what we alternate. It's just so expensive. Now that's my whole point though, is that I love DC, and I have like the DCEU was just it was such a grind to try and hope that could be turned around or the Snyderverse could be saved, and DC Warner Brothers kept ruining it. And it was like, now with the new Superman, I was like, at least it seems like they have a clear idea and vision of what they want. Their quality, focusing in on actually having finished scripts, yada yada yada. James Gunn actually tweeted out that this is actually Netflix acquisition seems to be like he's actually really excited about it. He thinks that's going to end up helping out in the long run. But it's just interesting because I was just thinking about the fact that I did go see Zootopia. I did pay that fee. And that was like I hadn't taken the kids to a movie this year outside of like I did the Superman for them because I was such a fan. But it cost me a lot when Superman came out this summer. It cost me a lot with Zootopia, and then Superman was on streaming 45 days later.
Yeah,
which I was like, okay, that kind of
could have bought it for like $15.
$15,
yeah, as
opposed to just.
I'm waiting on Tron Ares to hit Disney Plus at this point because I didn't go see it. Right, like I'm hoping the Disney Plus cut is just as good.
Well, yeah, and then like same thing with Disney and same thing that with Netflix. If getting all of DC, like for me, who still has a Netflix subscription and looking at like the animated series, I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll just keep my sub rolling.
I think I haven't been able to keep up with like the DC like series at all. I didn't know about Creature Commandos until like you even brought it up on this show.
Yeah,
right?
it's very adult.
And,
So like,
and so, well,
yeah,
I just hope that like if Netflix does take this over, that the marketing side can maybe reach out a little further, because all of my social like accounts, right,
Mhm.
that the algorithms show me a lot of things in just nerd culture space or pop culture space, and I still have not heard of half of these things that Warner Brothers has put out, and that's a problem. Like what are they doing? But they've been struggling a long time.
I haven't.
So hopefully like Netflix can step in, but like bring it back to kind of gaming. Like I really hope the WB interactive side, like, you know, the Batman
Netflix has
games,
did them all.
Rocksteady,
Netflix
like,
has them.
and
This is
Netflix
theirs
has
now.
a commitment to gaming. Like,
Mhm.
you know, they do their own thing. So I'm kind of hoping this benefits all of Warner Brothers, and we don't get kind of, you know, Microsoft acquiring Activision situation where Call of Duty is the top tier thing. That's all they're really concerned about. And then you just have studios churning out really good games, but they're just not getting the same promotion that Call of Duty gets.
Well, I've heard positive things about World of Warcraft, so like I don't know if like literally like people are saying they feel like the content schedule is great. Todd, I know that you said that you've been playing more World of Warcraft. You've been
Oh, yeah.
stepping in. They just released the housing update, which people have described it as a total flex on Final Fantasy 14. Is it in reality? Like I
would say
housing and
so.
glamour is just like I just don't care. I don't like decorating my own walls. I don't want to decorate virtual walls. That's just my point
Oh
of view.
no,
But
it's a big thing that people do. I mean, it's cosmetics. People want to have the character look good, and then if they get a house, they want that to look good. I mean, I know at least with 14 housing, people they came up with all kinds of crazy things, like custom houses and stuff, and you have even more flexibility with the WoW housing. Like you can design the floor plans of your house. And well, I guess the biggest flex was the fact that I could go in and I got 2 houses like immediately. I didn't have to wait. There's no lottery. Like I'm pretty much guaranteed 1 for each faction, Horde and Alliance. And then
okay. I was like, why two? Got it. Okay.
You can get 2, 1 for each. Yeah, and it's a different neighborhood. So you know, Horde neighborhood and Alliance neighborhood. But
so you
and
mean
they
you
have
didn't have to like contend with the people, the Tarus passive aggressively messaging you, go, did you bid on this?
No, no. And you know, there was no like monopoly on like a neighborhood or something. In fact, by default, if you're in a guild, you have like a guild neighborhood. But they are gonna open it up when I believe when Midnight officially launches, because this is like early access housing. You can have a private neighborhood, so you can, if you just have like some friends, like 40-50 friends, I forget how many houses are actually in a neighborhood, but you can have your own private neighborhood. Like right now I'm in a public one, but I could easily move that house, and it's not like this big, you know, big deal like it is in 14.
I mean,
like,
you don't have like your friend streaming 72 hours clicking a signpost.
yeah, I mean, at least they kind of got away from that a little bit, or it's not as bad, but it's still pretty awful. And the other thing is, I guess the major component is you don't lose your house if you unsub.
Yeah, that's
So you're not being held
pretty
hostage.
major.
You're not being held hostage because like
Yeah,
I had to let go of a free company house I had since Realm Reborn. I'm like, nope. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm not dealing with this.
It's wild because like I think about just like the pain of getting a house that is right now
Very easy.
the biggest well in 14 the biggest monetization. You know, like, yeah, people aren't playing right now, but you still got subs because people might pop in, you know, keep that house from being, you know, playing because of just how hard it was in the first place. And it just seems like the greatest real money trade tax that I've ever seen in a video game.
You're seeing more people like just give up their house, and because of that, they really don't feel compelled to stay subbed. So like, that's just how it is. And then of course
It's definitely a weird decision.
It is. It's antiquated.
Do they okay? Like many things in the
many things in 14 is antiquated. Yeah.
But what I was going to ask was, okay, so is that just incentive to try to keep people subbed? Because that seems like that doesn't seem like a big deal. Like if so many people are doing it, clearly it's not working.
And it's not even. It's like every 45 days, basically.
Okay, so it's not even like.
Yeah, if you don't walk into your house, then it gets automatically demolished.
The thing I wonder about though, because it's like I don't feel like the incentive structure is on Square Enix to remove that feature, like that problem. It means that it costs money for them to would cost money for them to re-engineer the system. It would then cost them money to actually enable that feature. So it's like, okay, now it's like, yeah, you get your house. That's the thing. It always boggled my mind. Is that wouldn't individual personal housing solve a huge amount of this? Because the neighborhoods always felt very isolated and empty. It never felt connected to the overall world. And all in all, as more and more, especially MMOs, move into this instance, we're seeing it and I see chat talking about where winds meet stepped into that. You can play that solo. It's I would define it as a mini MMORPG.
Yeah.
No Rest for the Wicked. They're coming out actually labeling themselves a mini MMO. It's yeah, you have this tailored 4-person realm experience. Sure, there's a bigger, broader player base, but we're not trying to tailor to thousands and thousands and thousands of people anymore. And we saw Amazon, quit the game. I just think all in all, we're in a weird spot. Ashes of Creation still exists. People, have mixed feelings on that naturally. There's some, fan funded stuff. You could think Star Citizen in terms of what people think is massive now, but I mean, that's
it's tough
it's insane.
Out with an MMO in 2025. It's as it is.
Is it going to get any easier in the future though?
I mean, if I had to speculate, I would say more things kind of like what we're seeing with Where Winds Meet, or even Monster Hunter, where it's just an instance for 8 people or 4 people, and you can just hop in with some friends and run a quick raid or something. You don't have to have this whole thing, but if they wanted to come visit you, or if you had a house or something, they could. But I don't know. I mean, I think you're still gonna get people that do the classic MMOs. We just saw Ion 2 come out at least in Asia. So that's going to be there's going to be a North American release too next year. But that one's also very, very pay to win. So I don't know how many people stick around and really play those games. But they're not going to go away. But I just don't think you're going to capture that MMO magic that you had in the early 2000s or something.
Well, I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah,
but really, we don't need that stuff.
You don't need it.
It's not novel like it was.
If you go out into the open world outside Limsa Laminsa, you're not going to see anyone anyway. So you might as well be playing by yourself in that area.
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's okay, but that is also a game design issue, because it's you have no incentive to go out there and explore or do anything. At least with WoW, it's and other games like it.
Guild Wars 2, I think, does it.
Yeah, Guild Wars 2 is I think so. Guild Wars 2 is great. Just going out there in the world, they give you good reasons to go do events and raids and stuff. And WoW has that type of stuff too.
The thing they do about their open world, to kind of jump in because of why I think that it's so well designed, is that you actually see 14 do something similar, but they do it only in these antiquated zones like Eureka, Boschia, or whatever's now. But that's where it's the game tries to balance the open world so that you always feel like you're playing with people. And in fact, if it ever's there's only 2 or 3 people in this instance of this open world zone, it asks you, hey, do you want to move to where more people are?
Yeah, the layers has layers and stuff, and it gives you have and
it's so smart, because
dynamic.
That's that has been my biggest complaint, especially since Stormblood, is that they made Eureka, and it's the open world feels empty. Before that, Heaven's Word and within ARR, even when they had the relics, they had the fate grind and all these different things. So you always saw people out and about in the world doing those kind of things. So you felt connected. But as soon as they moved it into these, the content into these instance zones, the open world just died. It just took and it hasn't recovered in so much that it's you step into it and it's well, why am I even on a server at this point? And Scrag has brought this up, and I'm actually having played more the Arc Raiders with him. I'm all for, and so I want to keep bringing it up every podcast. It's hey, Square Enix, make an extraction shooter, but it's Final Fantasy. Take Final Fantasy, give us that ability to have our jobs and our classes, team up with our friends, jump out into a shared, semi-open world experience, and do some cool stuff and get some cool loot. like now I'm all about them doing something more miniature, but at the same time still connected where players can be excited, and you get, for me, like the Final Fantasy, ethos with the jobs and the classes, like how everything works. Like I love that, and I'd love to see more of it. In fact, like sitting down and playing Final Fantasy Tactics has been an absolute treat.
Oh, good.
It is the best Final Fantasy in my opinion, and I want to see more of that.
I gotta disagree. I think Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is better.
Advance.
Right.
Well, I'm hoping that you supported the new release of Tactics, so maybe they'll bring back Advance.
I hope so.
Yeah, I just
doubt
played
it.
through the remake or remaster rather.
I'm really bad at strategy, like RPGs like that. My best experience was Mario and Rabbids, and I still couldn't finish it. I kept getting killed at the same spot. And I'm like, my patience is gone. I'm clearly not smart enough for this genre.
No.
Wow. I mean, if you want to get better at it, you can go play some of the Disgaea games.
That's
they
a
are
series
extremely.
I've always
extremely-
like seen, and like this looks like it could be fun. And then I remember, I'm really bad at the tactics thing.
Oh man, no, it's wonderful. I highly encourage anybody to check that out.
Mhm.
Scrag, you brought up the memory issue in terms of that. We've talked about the Steam, machine making a return sometime here in 2026. I see a lot of people concerned about it. I was, it's not DDR5, but DDR4. I have like these RAM sticks. I was like, have I been sitting on gold this whole time? Like you sit on stuff and the price goes up. What's going
Honestly,
on with the prices, and why is there a RAM shortage?
So basically, there are about 4 companies ish who make RAM for consumers. Period. One of them, Micron / Crucial. I'm sure you guys have seen Crucial memory. It's usually the more affordable, more reliable memory. They have just decided, as of I think a day or two ago, that they are no longer going to be selling RAM to consumers, that they would rather sell RAM to companies who do AI data centers for more money. That is literally what they said. Paraphrased, obviously. They're like, oh, we can make more money doing that, so that's what we're going to do. Sorry, bye. And then another company, all of their RAM was purchased by an AI company through most of 2026, from what I understand. So if you go to your local Best Buy, your local Micro Center, whatever, Canada Computers, whatever that place is called, some of them won't even have price tags on the RAM because they look up how much they're going for on the open market before they sell it to you. So they got to buy this RAM
Like a
for
fish
the
market
price.
or something.
Exactly.
Like RAM of the day, catch of the day.
Market price.
Market price,
market
exactly.
price.
And Best Buy, my local Best Buy, they have those electronic tags that update automatically. And I was walking through the aisle and I saw something move out of the corner of my eye, and it was a price of RAM, which I'm not saying that it was updating with the market price, but I think it was updated and it just didn't like refresh until like somebody walked by or something weird like that. I have no idea how those things work. But $1,250 for 64 gigabytes of RAM.
Frightening.
RAM. I could walk 2 aisles over and buy a MacBook Pro for $1,200. What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
So yeah, like I but when it comes to the Steam machine, when they announced it, I was like, oh, this is exciting, but I hope the RAM shortage, because there was already a RAM shortage and now there's just a straight up RAM recession.
And apparently Microsoft just it was talked about that Xbox just made some deals with Foxconn to ramp up supply for GTA 6's release next year of Xbox hardware, which is interesting because I mean you'd think they'd just be sitting on it with the sales numbers, what they are, but it seems like there's companies trying to scan your face and update it.
That's what I was laughing about.
That's perfect.
Me too, yeah.
But it's like you have companies that are making decisions now for what is looking to be a very rough market. I mean, it's already started. We're already seeing it, but the Steam machines are looking like that $800 price point might be a lot higher.
They need to delay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I know everyone's very excited, but they need to. Like, there's no way you're gonna sell a Steam machine for more than $700 to a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
So you should just wait, just delay and figure it out, or invest some of your billions into opening your own RAM factory. Like,
right, like the fabs, like
Yeah.
that's something that needs to be expanded upon, but it's so expensive to get into. And I feel like because there's only like 4 major manufacturers, is what you said. You know, it
Well,
must not
2
be
now.
great on returns. True. Yeah,
well,
we're down.
technically 3, but 2 more or less now.
So it must
And
not be like the big money maker, even though we literally need RAM in nearly every computational device ever.
Yeah. And it looks like the Best Buy prices have gone down a little bit this week. I'm looking at the same kit of RAM is now $906 for 64 gigs.
Oh, see, I was like, for how much?
Oh.
That's like, yeah, okay, that's a lot.
So it's gone down a little bit.
Ooh, yeah.
I guess nobody was buying, but
Right,
this is just
like
a ridiculous situation.
And I've been sitting here, you know, I can think about like when I go to build a PC, you know, pricing out everything. Now it's just like I don't even want to look. I want nothing to do with it. I feel bad for people that have built up these really nice custom PC services, you know, that they do a fantastic job, but they have to source all their components. And now it's like, what is it? What, like, how do you sell that to anyone now?
Well, also speaking of sourcing components, NVIDIA this week also decided that their lesser known board partners, they're just not going to send them any RAM.
Oh man,
We'll send you the dies, but we're not sending you the RAM anymore. You got to figure that out
good
yourself.
luck.
The heck?
Goodness
What's going
gracious.
on?
And then it's
The
like
AI boom is killing white collar jobs faster than we expected.
it is absolutely for sure. It's wild. Gosh, that's the subject. Me and my wife talk
That's
about
like a whole podcast.
every day. It's a whole like you can dedicate a whole podcast to the AI boom bust bubble aspect. Like the thing that I find is most interesting right now is just the consumption of electricity and the costs that everybody's electricity cost is going up because the consumption that these AI data centers are just downloading and using. And then
I know, and I switched to LED bulbs and everything.
it's like,
I know. They were supposed to
man.
last 10 years. I've had
I
to change
know.
one I
What's going
replaced
on?
like
Why
2
is it-
months
why is it
ago.
Keep going.
Oh, dude, that nothing pisses me off faster. It's like last 13 years, and I was like, I knew I replaced you just last year. It's like, come on.
And then, you know, you talk about the data centers and electricity consumption. That's actually been a huge topic in our area because I think Meta is building a data center in my state, probably about, 60 miles from where I live. And it's a little concerning that it's like, okay, they get all these tax breaks and it's supposed to bring a bunch of like maintenance jobs and stuff.
There's
But
no maintenance jobs.
yeah,
What
like
you
what
talking about?
Well, that's like the only thing I can think is like somebody goes in there to like, polish the floor every so often. But even that's been like automated. So it's like, what is that
Yeah,
going
they're
to
gonna
do?
have robots pushing those mops, man.
Right.
It's like-
Yeah, it's true. But it's just
the
like,
funny-
they're getting all these breaks, but like the electricity consumption is going to bring rates up for the surrounding area like nothing else.
Well,
Here's
you
what I
remember
want to know is
crypto. You guys remember crypto where everyone's like, oh, it's using so much electricity. It's so bad for the
Yeah,
environment.
graphics
blah, blah,
AI
blah,
is like,
blah,
hold
blah.
my beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as soon as AI comes out, where did those people go? Why are we not hearing from those people anymore? Those people are needed now.
what cause
Even more.
did they get some more attention though? Like it's like this comes in full circle, and this is like a perfect pivot into like all that has been going on with Todd here in 2025. But what is the cause that's going to get them the most attention online? And that's where I think I don't know. I like the cynic in me is always like, oh, do you really care about this, or do you care about it just now because you're 1,000% right? I remember that people were like, oh, crypto is using all this electricity. Haven't heard a peep out of that when it comes to AI.
Well, because it's not in our
was
house.
really shocking.
It's not residential unless you're running your own
Well,
model.
no,
and
they were complaining about mining facilities in their towns, like a bunch of heat, a bunch of noise. They were complaining about that all the time. And I also, what do you call it? Like companies that would build those big like warehouses with a bunch of graphics cards in them and stuff. But now I don't see so much about that on the AI side. When realistically, if we want to do the AI thing and we have to do it, fine. But how about you figure out how to make it run on one graphics card for one person instead of setting up like a million graphics cards for like a website. Like, like how about you make it a product that people can buy instead of trying to charge someone like $40 a month for something they realistically, with a little bit of Google and a little bit of time and a little bit of money, like PewDiePie could do by themselves.
No, seriously, you just buy like an M4, M5 Mac Mini and then run your own model. Like it's
You literally could.
It's super simple.
Plug a old 3090 into it, or a couple that you can grab for like $500. You know, like, and you could have a model that's just as good for what you need. You don't need a model that has like 47 billion interactions or whatever it's called.
Right.
You literally just need like 10 gigabytes worth of disk space and a graphics card with like 16 gigabytes of memory, and you could have the model of that does exactly what you need. Oh, I need you to modify this Excel spreadsheet. Okay, there you go, done.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need one that can do everything. I don't understand this mentality.
But that doesn't make Microsoft and OpenAI buku amounts of government dollars.
Oh, it's I was just saying, like, money.
True.
Like, I don't know if they're like, I know OpenAI is struggling right now, at least in terms of the finance. They called it the red alert, as opposed to like Google 3 years ago was like all hands on deck. We're getting jumped over. But yeah, but still, my curiosity, kind of bringing this back to kind of what's been going on with Todd, is that, like, what is the cause right now? Like, you had Palestine over the summer, and then that seems to have been settled.
Yeah.
And then essentially you have, like, Christians getting massacred in Africa and not a peep. It's like, no, nobody cares. Like, all right, yeah,
Sudan,
that's just what
They
Christians.
ignore that stuff.
did you
What's
guys
going
see
on?
what was happening in Sudan?
No, what's going on with Sudan? So
There was a huge, I will dare say, racist Islamic movement just murdering black people, just like crazy. And they're having a huge like war over there, and it's been going on since I think 2023. And I didn't even know about
I
it.
didn't never hear about that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna.
Well, it's like, and then to my point is like, when there's not a cause, I've seen Todd pop up and a lot of people saying a lot of nasty things about you, Todd. And I just wonder, it's like, are we going back to that where it's just like more like trying to personal attacks, personal cancelization attempts?
Yeah, I mean, people are going to get on my case because, I've been more outspoken, and it's not what they are typically used to. And a lot of these people, I guess they have this weird parasocial connection where they feel like I wronged them on some level somehow, or I tricked them. That's just not the case. I mean, I've always had like these values and views, and I don't like hate anyone or hate any group. I just like to have a bit of common sense instead of just trying to score points on the internet. But there's, as a creator or streamer, like you're kind of some people get beholden to their own community, so they can't really say what they want. Or maybe it's not what they want, but they just don't want to feed into it, because you're going to eventually piss off like some group of people within that. So there's a lot of people that just like want to maintain the peace, but I don't know, man. There's just the way things have been going with the world. I couldn't keep my mouth shut, and I was just really tired of the way people were treating each other within the own community in 14, of course, and of course the broader like just gaming community. Just you just see a lot of the same patterns and a lot of the same things being echoed, and it's just like, really, is that okay? And all these witch hunts and cancellations, and of course it's like, well, I feel it's funny saying it's like, if you come out as a conservative, yeah, you're going to be like persona non grata for like a lot of these people. But I honestly just don't care. I don't care anymore. It's fine. I'm kind of like over that part, but apparently a lot of them still talk about me, and they still get bent out of shape whenever I bring something up. That's just true. They call me a bunch of names, but they don't call me a liar.
It's interesting though, because it's like you said, like when anybody comes out as like conservative, it's not been my experience that is the final straw. It's when somebody comes out as anything moderate. Like it's just like, I got nuanced views on a wide range of policies.
No, but they don't want nuance, Brian. They want cold, hard, ethical truth. That's what they want. They want to be correct.
I think they just want power. Like I'm
Yeah.
going to disagree. I think it's just like we had power, we flexed, we had control of all the means of these conversations. People, we could ruin
It's
people.
power and censorship.
Mhm.
They want to control what's being said and how you think. And I think the Overton window is slipping for a lot of these people, and they realize it. And people are being a bit more outspoken.
Like honestly, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like when somebody cancels you, it's like, good.
It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything.
Thanks for the free
Like,
promotion.
when was the last time someone like approached you in person in real life and was like, I don't like what you said on the internet?
My kids tell me that all the time.
Ever? Has it ever happened?
You'd have to be pretty big, like, for that to even happen. Like,
Yeah, but even if you're big and someone does that, it's just like, okay.
That's the thing. That's people are afraid, but they're not going to say it just because a lot of these people are like paying for their subs and financial support, like as a streamer, so they're not going to like rock the boat. That's all.
Well, I mean, that's true. And it's like, that's where it's like, when it's all said and done, I was just trying to think, especially as it relates to Final Fantasy 14, is that they have tried to cancel, ostracize 90% of, all the content creators, etc. within it. They still have, would say, in my opinion, from what I know and who I've known, they still have two. It's like, there's only two that I can think of that are like, yeah, that's their team. Okay, cool. Man, I would not want to be a Final Fantasy 14 content creator right now. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's like right now with the numbers,
it's dire.
What is the content about anymore?
I mean, they'll get a bump for like the Savage tier, but like even then, it might be fun for like a little bit, but like it also hinges on if there's going to be an ultimate afterwards. Because I'm gonna laugh if they say, you know what, no ultimate for this expansion, another one. So then all the raiders will most likely just clear the tier and then see you later until 8.0. It's a world race that lasts 7 hours.
Right.
What's
the content?
Kick mods on that can ban those bots, please?
Oh yeah.
I don't even know how to do that.
Oh well.
Oh man.
Let them do it. It's engagement, right?
I guess. Like, yeah. So it's like, cool. Thanks. It's like, that's where it's like, I actually enjoy Kick. They do some interesting things that it's like, okay, yeah, it's fun to stream. Just the partner program, really nice. I'll take my 35 cents for this podcast. Thank you very much, Kick. But it's that when it's all said and done, yeah, I get a chatter and I'm like, all right, are you real? It's like, because I asked that because I don't stream enough. Like it isn't on them. It's just literally just, oh, Brian, you stream randomly, at a weird time. It's like,
can I go off on like a 2-minute tangent
Please,
for a second?
Tangential.
It reminds me of like when I first started streaming on Twitch, and you'd get these really tenacious salesmen, and you knew every single time what they were there to try to do. They were there to try to sell you overlays or some kind of art or some emotes.
They haven't stopped. They just do different things now.
What's funny is like they would not give up. I would give them every context clue that I did not need their service. Like they'd be, oh yeah, blah blah blah. What do you do? And I'll be like, oh, I'm an artist and an animator, graphic designer, web developer, and game developer as well. And they'd be like, oh cool, do you want to buy an overlay? I'm like, I just told you I was an animator, graphic designer, illustrator, and web developer. Why would I need your help? And they're like, well, I don't know. Maybe if you didn't want to do it. I was like, I've already done it. Don't you see my stream?
Yeah.
Like
I see that happen in Discord a lot. They're like,
oh yeah, Discord profiles. If they're like, can I ask you a question? It's like,
you just did. Now go away.
Like, you look and their profile. It's like,
graphic
design is my passion. And you're like,
yeah.
Block.
And they'll send you like some AI generated crap, and then they added some squares onto it.
It's so bad.
I'm actually in a DM with one of these guys right now. He DM'd me while it was live the other day. He's like, how's your stream going? I'm not checking DMs while I'm live. Like, that's not a thing unless it's somebody like texts me, hey, you need to go like check your messages or whatever. But now it's just me like I just keep typing question marks to him, and he just keeps responding with more question marks. So we're like building a pyramid at this point of question marks, because I'm just like, dude, what do you want? Like, why would you come at me and not participate in chat?
That's so freaking weird. The other one that I got, and that's outside of sales, is like hacks. So I had somebody who was like, "Hey man, I need you. Can you help me out? I want to test this thing really quick." And anytime anybody ever asks me to do something really fast online, I go instant stop, instant pause. Like I was like, no. I'm betting this is a hack, because the first thing they try to teach it, or try to do, is create a sense of urgency. They do the same concept in sales, but trying to hack somebody isn't any different. And that's one of the things that actually threw me. So we had why am I drawing a blank? I literally was Jake Randall. Thank you. I was like, we had Jake on the podcast this fall. He had been hacked, all these different things. Oh, no. And the one thing that almost got me, because he started, like, I messaged the Discord group. It's like, hey guys, he's saying I want some kind of switch. Like, this is, I was following him to try and, get one. And I just messaged the group like, oh yeah, he put out this video that he was hacked. I was like, oh, that makes sense. But the one thing that almost helped me keep going forward, because my defenses are all on quick. He was like, take your time. No worries, no rush. And I was like, that was the thing. I was like, okay, well, maybe this is legit. Because it's like, if it was like, dude, you got, or I'm going to give it away, then I'm like, oh, absolutely, I know this is a scam. So keep your guard up, people out there on the internet. Anybody wants to try and separate you from your money and your means, or your content, within cancel culture and things like that. That has that's the thing. Like, I really appreciate that when we've seen the power dynamic shift, and the side that is like all about the censorship, that it's really that what I have to always define it in religious terms. Like, they want, it's not cancel culture, it's excommunication. Like, they want that if you have to be 100% on message, and it doesn't matter your political beliefs at all, because I literally see it from every side, that it's like, as soon as, like, if you do not toe the line, then we're going to excommunicate you, and we're going to cut off your livelihood, yada yada yada. I ran into that same thing, because like Smash JT was like, doing his thing, and he had Colin Moriarty brought out there, and they were talking, and it's like, no, I don't think that you should excommunicate people who don't agree with you. Now, if they're going to be like jerks and violent and threatening, that's different. But I think, and would always say, that I'm open to talk to anybody. I got, quietly canceled, anytime I said that. They're like, oh, would you talk to Alex Jones on a podcast? It's like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, if he wanted to talk about gaming, for sure. I'm not.
I talk to him about anything. That guy's nuts.
Yeah. That would be
very entertaining.
It would be entertaining.
That would be incredibly entertaining. But I was like, my thing is like, no, unless we're talking about gaming, something I was interested in overall. And so, but the point is that there isn't like this line of like, okay, I'm not going to talk to you. Like, Alyssa Mercante was the subject matter for Smash, because he's got that lawsuit going on, and they're like, no, like, she's a bad actor. It's like, I'd be interested in having at least a conversation about what's going on, and if she wants to be, completely, crazy, then great. Doesn't mean I need to have a second conversation. That doesn't mean that we should like open the floodgates, etc., and be like, yep, I disagree with this person. We're not having a good conversation at all. Let's keep going. No. But the idea that like just talking, because when we had man, drawing blanks on names today. The WoW guy got Grums. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. WoW guy.
WoW guy. Wow. He made it. He's working on his beta project game. He's raised a lot of funds, which is a spec there. Regardless, we had Grums. Like, I had so many people within the Final Fantasy 14 community message me with just like vile stuff.
Oh, they hate Grums. Yeah.
Yeah, because he'll just post stuff that's like, well, he's right.
He came out against Dawn Trail, and then
sometimes his Twitter takes are just wrong.
Yeah.
But also,
it was right 100% of the time.
But also, like, I don't think he's wrong all the time. I think he's right a lot of the time. And just because he's kind of a rude old man doesn't mean he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. he's seen a side of both the like consumer side of the industry and inside working for the industry that he's just like, man, this is all bad. Everything kind of sucks.
And he's not wrong. Like,
Yeah.
like we all have seen the fallout of things he's been complaining about. $400 million games that last for 14 days.
Yeah. And
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like there's like people like to shit on him about the $1 million for the RV or whatever.
Yeah, and
Sony just wasted a ton of money and nobody says shit. So I don't know what to tell you, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's a terrible dude. I think he's trying to do something cool, and people are just
he has a lot of reach, and I think that's what they don't like.
He does, and he's reposted like some of the things I've said, and I'm just like, oh boy, it's gonna
same thing. Same
piss
with
off
me.
and
more
he's
people.
supporting real artists too, even though he has used some AI art for concept art for his game. He still pays cute, sexy robots, like I'm sure a lot of money to license the art to sell on like PC cases and stuff. Because they paid him or her. I don't know if that's a man or a woman, but they paid them a lot of money to do some concept art. So, you know, and that to me is a net positive versus like a big company with all the middle management in the world, and they can't find a single artist between them, and they just gotta use the AI images for Call of Duty because they can't find anyone to do that work, right? Yeah, there's nobody who can do that.
Did they use AI images for Call of Duty?
Oh yeah, tons.
Yeah.
Most of the art in the new Call of Duty is AI.
Really?
Yeah, like the title cards, the calling cards, or whatever they are. Like a lot of them are in that AI style that you just know that they did some AI.
This is confirmed. This isn't just like
this is
100%.
Oh, they've admitted they're using a generative AI inside of the pipeline.
They've been using it for a while.
I have, and then people can feel free to disagree with my AI take. But I said it before. We have I've been using music. If I write a hit song that people want to spend money for, I'll pay a band. We'll go and make it like official. Same thing with any kind of art. Like it's just temporary placeholder brainstorming content.
That's totally fine. But you know what's not fine? Selling a product for $70 with a $40 battle pass.
That's why I'm like, that is
AI
wild. That is what they've chosen to do with it.
Pushback for AI in gaming is so rough that people suspected the latest season of Fortnite to use some generative AI, and the artists were like, "Hey, wait, we drew this. Like, I can show you that I drew this." You know,
how much of the well is poisoned? Though? Like, how much of the well is poisoned at some point, right? You know, it's like
when you have reports saying that like most studios are using AI to some degree. You know, it's reasonable to believe that, like, hey, when it starts to look and smell like AI development or AI art, it probably is. You know,
like
and
Magic the Gathering, right? Even they have been caught with their hands down their pants doing AI shit. You know, like was it
the Avatar set? Like did it
the Avatar set had okay, so it's not like 100% confirmed that it's AI, but the artist that they hired to do that card owns 3 AI art companies.
Right.
Of course it is. Are you insane?
That's messed up.
And when could have they licensed the IP? They could have like gotten the artist to just draw the
show. Like, just come on.
Anything to save $1 to sell the paper cards.
Damn.
Well, to be fair, it was their fault for hiring an AI artist because they but the way that they work is if you're like a freelance artist, they might reach out to you and be like, hey, we need a card. Here's the prompt. Here's everything, blah, blah, blah. Send us a sketch. And they work with maybe like a couple hundred artists every 6 months or 4 months or however, whenever the turnaround time is, you know. But like every once in a while, they just seem to miss that someone used AI or they copied. Yeah, MTG Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's right. That's what we're talking about. But yeah, in my opinion, for game development, if you're going to use AI, it better only be for like concept art. It could be maybe some code, you know, because all code is basically the same at this point. Like we're not reinventing the wheel here.
See, this is a discussion that like we had the other day. Earlier this week, it was that if you're using it as a tool and leaving it as a tool and not using it to drive your content, I think people are okay with that.
Yeah, but in my opinion, art never okay as an end product. It can never ever be in the game as an end product. I don't think that's okay at all.
I think it's gonna turn into that. I think you're gonna get a whole ass.
I mean, we
game
already
with, like,
have
a,
it.
like a dungeon system where it's like it's just a blank slate or a sandbox where it's like, what type of dungeon do you want to run today? And you put in a prompt and like it just
Now, that would
makes
be
it
really
for you.
cool because that would be like an innovation.
It's a holodeck
you-
basically.
Yeah.
But also,
Dude,
like, knowing a little
holodeck.
bit about how game development works, I also know that's like borderline impossible at the moment. So like, I don't think anyone's going to be able to do that. But when
Today,
you have
yeah.
like static 2D images and they're AI generated, is like you have no excuse. You have literally the entire world of artists who would do this work for not that much money.
Would you have a problem with like, hey, we generated our skybox, but all the other art would be like hand drawn, like background elements that nobody sees?
Well,
but
so that
if
depends.
they were
Did you
absent, it'd be a problem.
Skybox with shaders made with code from AI, or did you generate your Skybox with 2D images made from generative AI?
I guess
one?
it's a fair point.
If it's shaders, I don't care because it's shaders. Shaders are just like random noise you throw together to make it look like something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But when you like, oh, I want a Hayao Miyazaki clouds, and then you throw that onto a circle skybox,
That's fair.
dude, come on. You could have paid someone like $20 to do that.
What do you think about, and I don't know if you guys have seen, so we went out to Vegas for my sister's birthday, and one of the things they went to do was the Wizard of Oz in the Sphere experience. I didn't go. I didn't feel like getting vertigo. I went and saw The Matrix with my brother, and we had a blast because they have a place here in North Texas. So I was like, oh, all right, let's check that out. And the thing about The Matrix was it was the movie, The Matrix in the normal box. And then they had this enhanced stuff that was going on aside. So I asked my sister, I was like, was that what y'all saw? Scary, but and she's like, no, like it was actually like if you would watch it, if like with that. So they really put a lot of time and investment, but clearly had to use AI to generate the rest of the frame because they didn't have that.
No, they used artists and animators who used a little bit of AI as a tool in addition to it. It's not just
in both, right? Like because
it doesn't have to be both, but they do use
the scene.
Well, no, they don't generate the rest of the scene. They use Blender and artists and animators to set up the scene, and sometimes they use AI a little bit to help out. It's not like they're just going, "Give me the Matrix weapon racks."
Yeah, but still, they're using AI to help also make sure that's in place. And then the other aspect of the experience is like when you're in the tornado, they have like the wind blowing around in the theater and things like that. I was like, oh, that sounds like it. Like it's really interesting. And I do wonder, kind of bringing this full circle back to the start of the show, like, is that what the future of theater is? That experience that you're not going to have in your home, that sphere, like, fourth dimensional, kind of experience that would get you go.
The sphere has to be profitable
streaming it
before it gets a second location. I think the sphere has yet to make any positive, like net positive profit for whoever. I don't know who owns the sphere in Vegas, but last I heard, it was just expensive to maintain and run.
So there's a question in chat. Isn't procedural generation a form of AI? Technically, no. Not if we consider AI what it is today with large language models or generative AI. Okay. So the way that procedural generation works is you create a bucket of things that you can do with an asset, right? So for instance, when you procedurally generate a map or a dungeon, you have a pool of assets to pull from, and then you have a pool of layouts that you can use and rotate, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. These are predefined things that you can do. Now, with these predefined things that you can do, you essentially set up an array, which is a box of things that are within it, and you set up a seed which randomly selects things from those arrays and puts them into place. So procedural generation has no AI generation as we know it today, like at all. It's mostly just random number generators. Sorry, done.
It's random number generation with a lot of rules around, like, does the final product pass the test?
Right.
Does it meet the requirements? Like of a map, does it have a beginning and an end?
It's got rules like
and
no
can
doors
you get
and
through that end,
right?
Like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yes, Minecraft is procedurally generated. That's not generative AI by any stretch.
No.
I know. It's just as an example of just
like, I was like, that is a really good example of like, whereas if somebody was like prompting like AI to go, hey, let's make Minecraft. You just have to generate the world. Then the data centers would just be running 24/7 to do like one chunk.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right. And really the problem with me for AI is that it is more or less inefficient. Like, what's a good way to put this? We are putting all this money into something that we don't even really technically need because we already have Stack Overflow.
Yes. Okay.
So
but if I'm using Stack though, there's a strong chance the information is outdated, and I can get a quicker turnaround from going.
where do
hey,
you think the AI is getting the information from?
I agree, but at least I'm not having to cross-reference the things myself. And so I was like, look, use the latest, API for this, and how does this code is broken? What's going on? It can just spit out like, hey, you're an idiot. You missed a semicolon here.
Yeah, no, I'm
Faster
fine
than
with stuff
me,
like that. But
you
for
know.
stuff like that, you don't need $1 billion data center to do it. You could do
It's
it
true, you
on a 4080. You don't need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
See, I agree with it. It's much easier to prompt AI in the search stack if you know how to prompt it well. Like you're gonna have people that are like, oh yeah, I do AI work, and it's just like you're bad at prompting, and this work sucks. Like bad work is still bad work.
but still. Anyway, we're getting at the end of the hour. Is there anything else we need to talk about?
Because
What a wild ride!
Had a delayed start in that regards because of all the.
I mean, we
all
could
the
go
chaos.
longer.
Wife
you
just
know?
walked
know.
in. Wife just walked in. Yeah.
Maybe you
Uh-oh.
could end on an errand or something.
I do have to pick up the kids today, but not for a
Yep,
couple of
there it
hours.
What has everybody been playing?
I think that's actually really great. I'd love to get y'all's perspective. Let's start with Todd, because like, what have you been playing? I've seen caught a couple of your streams where you're playing WoW or you're playing that other old school RuneScape. I was like,
yeah,
old school.
yeah,
What is
yeah.
it called?
I was doing a bit of the RuneScape. I kind of forgot about it. That's a great. I think it's a great game. You could always just come back to and just if you want to like chip away and grind at stuff, in little bursts and everything. But yeah, great game. But yeah, WoW is definitely caught my attention. Been doing Legion Remix, and of course with the housing update. What's nice is I say nice, but it's going to turn a lot of people into completionists and collectors, and you're going to have to go out into the world in the game and like farm furniture from dungeons and raids and achievement hunting and like reputations. Like it's a lot of grindy, like marathon-esque things you got to do. And that's just if you want it. That's just if you want to get your house to look good. You don't have to do these things, but it's out there, and people are loving it.
Just the fact they're introducing housing now, and then they have all those expansions. What a way to make all the past content like all of a sudden instantly relevant again.
I saw I think probably one of the first organic nightclubs just pop up on stream last night. You know McConnell. You know who McConnell is, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was building his house, and all of a sudden he just had like 40 or so people come in, and he's streaming it. He's got like music, drum and bass, and then people are just like jamming, and he like using their trinkets and their toys and different dances and stuff. And I'm like okay, yeah. I mean, Final Fantasy 14's got a big active club scene, nightclub scene, venues and stuff. So that's definitely going to be a thing that's going to happen in WoW. It's just going to be a bit crazier, I think. But I think the way you can customize those houses, I can't wait to see. I really can't wait to see. You can, because with 14, the houses are locked, right? Like you're given a floor plan, and you can kind of like within that floor plan,
various different
stuff. But you're still confined to it has to be these rooms and the stairs have to be here. But with WoW, you can move all those things around, and in fact, you can actually delete floors and ceilings out of some of the rooms
and make them.
So
taller.
you can have you can have a 3-story tall room with like just really tall, like no floors.
Wow.
So imagine having like catwalks and like rafters and stuff, like a really big, tall ceiling club or something. Like there's going to be some amazing designs, and people have already come up with some very creative combinations of furniture, like some amalgamation of other pieces that make a one piece of furniture, like a window, like a really special window or something. Yeah, man, that's going to be a very popular feature. and it's running circles around 14.
Anything else besides WoW that you're playing though at the moment, or is it just?
Oh, I mean, Expedition 33. I did the Tactics remaster.
Yeah.
And I think I got my eyes on Lies of P. There's the DLC for that. And I played like some like the roguelike games. I had played Ball Pit, freaking great game.
Nice.
Love that. I love that game. And then Megabonk. I've been playing a lot of Megabonk. Great dude. Almost played Ion. I was going to, but it's on the I think some of the Korean servers or Asian servers. I think some of my friends like Arthur's and Zeno, they were playing that. I'm gonna have to wait. Oh, and I played Fellowship too, because if you happen to like Mythic Plus, or just like dungeon grinding and stuff, it's basically just like the best parts of that. Like Fellowship's a great game.
Yeah, I played that some. I just I can't. I lost interest.
That's okay. You do. I mean, I get it. I mean, I think I lose interest. Like with WoW, I'll play it for like a month or two. I'll do like the M plus grind and whatever. Then I just stop and I'll do something else. But at least with WoW, you have options like, you know, the remix or the classic servers. And I kind of wish 14 would learn how to diversify their content and just have different offerings. Like what if we had an FF11 remix server or something? Like that'd be that.
Oh, dude, cool. That'd be sweet.
That would be amazing. People would,
especially like on the heels of like
jump all over
Guild Wars, like Reforged. It's like, and if I don't know if y'all seen the news, especially when it comes to 11, is like they're talking about like migrating off the last remaining PS2 dev kits.
Yeah,
just insane that they've been.
My gosh, they got their money's worth.
If they made some kind of like classic, or not on a classic, but like a remix type server for 11, like on a newer engine or something, people would they would jump.
They were working on
now.
That.
Yeah, they were.
They
canceled, and it was like that was with Nexion.
It was gonna be like a mobile something version or something like that.
Yeah, it was gonna be mobile and PC. Yeah, and it looked really good.
Final Fantasy 14 feels like it's gonna fit perfectly with that mobile.
The mobile version of 14 is actually making retail look so bad.
Yes.
Is it out yet?
It's out or at least it's beta in China, right?
Yeah. There's like in like Asia or something, but it's they have better features because it's a newer code base, right? Newer infrastructure. It
wasn't designed in 18.
They're not
24 months.
Yeah, they're not handcuffed by a Realm Reborn Frankenstein Band-Aid code, so they can do all these things. They have better UI elements or dyeing systems or better glamours even. Or they're like people already, and I called this out months ago. I called it out. I'm like, you're gonna get more and more FOMO as time goes on with the mobile game, because they're gonna get more features and more bells and whistles than things that retail currently in its state cannot do. So I'm very interested to see what they're gonna say about 8.0. Because I mean, I doubt it. I doubt they're going to ever like say, all right, guys, we're going to actually do another Realm Reborn.
He's hinted at it.
Yeah, but
it's the Yoshi P hint. Yeah.
Will they? Is it? I don't know.
Is it going to end up kind of like with Minecraft, how they have, you got your Java version and then you've got the Bedrock version?
Well, it's a lot of undertaking, because they'd have to, from the ground up, just, redo everything.
Sure.
Everything.
I mean,
that's a lot to go through.
Right, but wouldn't it then just make sense to say
it would it would help them going forward, because then they could work on like other types of content that they weren't previously allowed to do. And I think it would improve current content, like especially more reactive things. So like think of mechanics, because everyone is so used to seeing the mechanic go off, then the animation happen like 3 seconds after, and you're like, well, I was out of it. It's like, well, it's server tick. Like,
yeah, but if you weren't out of the red circle by the time it disappeared, then
but you weren't out of the invisible AoE. It's like that's just the animation after. Like, because when you play WoW, when you raid in WoW, it will make you a better raider in 14. But if you raid too much in 14, it will make you a really crappy WoW raider. because it's very reactive. It's fast. It's like instant. It's like if there is a puddle under your feet and WoW, like you're like a half second away from just dying and falling over. So if they were to upgrade the Final Fantasy servers where we don't have these server ticks and stuff, then like imagine like what they could do with raid mechanics.
Maybe they can bring back dot classes.
Probably. I think PvP would benefit too. Like all the
PvP,
snapshots.
actually they did lower the PvP, like specifically, like
yeah, but it's still a little
faster.
It's still not as snappy. When you play any other game, when you press something and see it on screen, there's like a it's not as snappy with 14,
Right.
especially with PvP, and you need snappy reactive stuff.
So Scrag, what are you playing?
Oh, what have I been playing? Oh boy, I got a list here. Okay.
A list.
Boy.
Last week, I played a little bit of a game called Snow Runner, which is pretty fun. You drive trucks and you deliver stuff, and you have like a little crane on the back of your truck. It's like Tonka trucks. It's like really fun.
Dude, Mud Runner was a lot of fun. So
Yeah,
Snow Runner
it's
looked
basically
cool.
the same game. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty fun though. I played quite a bit of Arc Raiders. I think I maybe played like 20 hours of Arc Raiders.
Okay.
I've also been playing on my Steam Deck an ancient PS2 only, Japan only MMO called Dot Hack Fragment.
Oh,
There's a new like private server cluster that someone has figured out and set up.
Nice.
And it's really easy to set up. Like all you have to do is install your official PS2 or emulator, and you get the ISO with the translation, and then set up your network configuration like you would normally do on a PS2, and then it just works. And you can host your own servers, your own rooms, whatever.
Nice.
And it is really grindy though. Like you're almost required to play on the offline mode a little bit, because you cannot do it alone at level 1. Like it's like impossible. So but other than that, I played a little bit of Guild Wars Reforged.
I got it installed. So, and I've been actually installing it on my ROG. So I was like, gonna play around with it. But you're telling me the controller supporting ain't that great. Maybe
It's not that great. No,
maybe I'll test it out on PC since it's already installed there. Because I was like, I went and just to jump in, like I went ahead and bought Octopath Traveler 0.
There you go.
Because it's play anywhere, and I was like, great. I'm finishing up Dragon Quest 1, so like I'm right at the collecting of all Edric's, like armor sets and stuff like that. So just working on the boss fights. I have to say, like, there was definitely a difficulty spike in playing the game, going from where because I'm remembering it playing as a kid, feeling like getting to level 7 was painful. Here, grind's definitely been eased up, but the fights, I never felt like that they were all that challenging outside of like, okay, maybe I'll go level up once or twice. But now I'm starting to get into fights where I'm like, I looked online, I was like, oh, I'm like 3 or 4 levels higher than what they recommend you to do the fight, and I'll get caught off by one move. So it ends up being more pattern recognition and remembrance for me to be able to get through these fights, because it's like, oh, he did this move, I better make sure I my next thing is this, regardless of what I was trying to set up with my skills to kind of try to get the most damage possible out there. But having fun. Kids started playing it as well, so I'm pleased. I want to try to get all my kids to play like anything other than Minecraft at least a little bit. But I'm really looking forward to playing Dragon Quest 2. For me as a kid, that was such a pivotal moment, because I got Dragon Warrior with my Nintendo Power, and that's what got me into RPGs. But then it was Dragon Quest 2 that like cemented that love, because all of a sudden Warrior is just you, still is in the remake, but then in 2 you actually get a party, and you have and then oh man, that's where I think it just really blew me away as a kid. So I'm looking forward to having that experience again. But then trying to finish Tactics, I like most of my time. Like I played Where Winds Meet the other day.
Oh yeah,
to the stream. The combat's great. The reason why I'm like, just what I think it does so well, obviously, like you can go and spend as much money as you have. They apparently have like a $40,000 mount or something like that. Like it's just absurd.
What?
But you can play the game and it's really focused. The combat feels really good. The gameplay, like it's tailored so that you're not like, oh yeah, this is an MMO, but it's like, yeah, you can invite your friends. Like you could go and do this multiplayer if you want. It basically just gives you that freedom to kind of have the experience you want, and I think that removes them from having to have that MMO kind of like, yeah, we're an MMO. That means, yeah, you're gonna have to like deal with login queues. Yep, you're gonna have to do this. It's like, no, it's like just play, and then if you want to open up your world, you can. So it's that mini MMO, experience just doing the thing. So I don't know. I'm gonna stick with it though, because I just when it comes down to time, like I'm just really enjoying playing these single player games right now and just having an absolute blast with them. But yeah, that's kind of what I got. I'm looking for. I'm debating now because I was like, oh yeah, I love Octopath. I've never finished the first, Octopath Traveler 1. I have 2, and then I was like, all right, now I got 0. I was like, all right, I need to get through these.
You haven't. You should go back and do a Sea of Stars. That was also
Sea of Stars. Such like a very Chrono Trigger-esque.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have that as well. I'll have to go double check. But it was like that was also something that I wanted to play. But like stepping away from MMOs in a greater capacity is opened up like, oh, that time? Yeah, let me just play that game. And the thing I like about all of the things I just listed is that, as just like with the start of this podcast, I can pause and I can go address what needs to happen. And I don't come back and find out like I was dead. And that's the thing, like just as a final, just kind of thing that always made me laugh about the Final Fantasy 14 community. Some of them are so petty and so bitter. They'd go and find somebody parsed that fight. I literally remember it like, hey, we're in this raid. As soon as the raid starts, kid falls, gets hurt. Like, I'm sorry. I think I believe I was even on stream. Gotta go. My character's dead the entire fight. Not accepting any raises because I'm band-aiding and taking care of a kid as I should. Come back, they're like, look at this guy's parse. Like, yeah, that one sucked.
But did you clear? It's like, who cares?
Oh wait, you broke the TOS? Hold on one moment. What was your character name again?
No, I wasn't parsing. Somebody parsed me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, what's your character name again? Oh, what server are you on? Oh, I have these chat logs right here of you showing me the parse. That breaks TOS. Have a good vacation, loser.
The least of people's worries in that game.
What's up?
That's the least of anyone's worries for third-party tools in that game.
I know, but it is just kind of funny to just like.
It is.
Speaking of gaslighting people, you remember, Brian, the last time I was talking about Arc Raiders, it might have been with Chrono. I was like, yeah, people suck. They just need to stop being assholes for like 30 minutes or whatever so I can play this freaking game. Arc Raiders is kind of borderline turned me into a psychopath. It's like it's like actually fun to gaslight people. And so like Gabe Newell gave an interview a while back about narcissistic injury. Mm-hmm. Like when you do something in a game and the game doesn't react, that's giving the player a narcissistic injury. Like the things that they do don't matter. That is my entire philosophy for dealing with other people in Arc Raiders. You kill me, I don't care. I'm going to have a conversation with you. And then at the very end of the conversation, I'm going to hit you where it hurts as hard as I can. Not by calling you a name, not by doing anything mean, not by screaming at you, but just by being like making sure that you know that what you did not affect me or anything else in the game at all. So an example, I kill a couple guys with my buddy. My buddy gets downed. I kill the other 2 guys. Someone else is sniping at me, so I kind of hide for a bit. They come over. They're like, oh, we're coming to kill you. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I lose the fight, 2v1, obviously. And then the guy's like talking, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, dude, you sound like a well-adjusted individual. What are you up to? And he's like, oh, nothing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, how's business? How's work? He's like, oh, I have my own online business. I sell VGen cards on eBay. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool, man. That's neat. And then he's like, well, if you want to check me out on Reddit, my username is, I go, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And then I hit suicide. All right. Like I lulled him into like thinking like, oh yeah, this guy's cool. He's chill. And then I'm like, nah.
Someone taking an interest in me?
It's like you're edging him basically.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's stuff like that. Like gaslighting is the new meta. That's all I gotta say.
So, Chrono, I saw you playing some Fortnite earlier, like on your live stream. What else you got? What else you got in your wheelhouse before we?
Oh, dude, I gotta pick up all these Nintendo Switch games that have come out in the last like
picked up Prime
3 or 4 weeks. Not yet. I need to. I'm gonna. It's on the list.
I don't feel that draw like I thought I was.
See, I played so like Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. Well, specifically 1 and 2, because I never finished 3. Metroid Prime 1 and 2 were like what sucked me into the Metroid IP, like as a whole. Right? I love those games. They're very special to me. I've been waiting.
I never really did drugs, but I played, I think it was either 1 or 2, like so high because I had to have my wisdom teeth out and they put me on whatever codeine or something. And it's like that's my memory of either, I can't remember
You're
which
just
one.
in the morph ball rolling into a wall.
Nice.
This is like,
on my because that's when the GameCube introduced the Wavebird or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like I had my wireless control, like I was just like drooling.
But yeah, I need to pick. I'm really excited to play Prime 4. I don't care what anybody says about the desert or the NPCs or the voice acting.
That's
not going to bother me.
They've been doing that for years with their amiibo. It's like their amiibo, people are like, oh, they don't have DLC or like microtransactions. It's like, yeah, they do. They have toys, amiibos that put things into games that you have to buy.
Slightly off camera, I bought a bunch of them, and then now they're $50 a piece.
Well,
I'm like,
RAM shortage. We got to rip that out and figure out how to if they're holding any high value gold RAM or whatever.
Yeah, what you do is you wait for somebody to buy one, and then they scan and upload like the NFC code, and then you just put it on your own little NFC tag, and it's like, oh look, I got the feature for $0.
There you go.
I'm sorry, that don't tell Nintendo lawyers that happens, man. But
those people are brutal. I hope they lose.
I don't do that, but somebody does that.
Somebody
anyway, but yeah, I'm still playing Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm trying to get through it. I've been taking my time. Yeah, again, a game that a lot of people have complained about. It's still fun. I don't care what you cannot like it. You can complain about the art. No. It's fine. I'm enjoying it, and once I finish it, I'll move on.
Okay, cool. Well, speaking of moving on, I think it's time we send everybody out into the back into the world, doing whatever they got to do on a Friday. I got my wife; she's like ready to hang out and talk. So it's like she's like right there. I was like, "Hey, babe,"
just tapping her foot by the door, arms crossed.
Like, we try to keep it at an hour, but it is what it is. Guys, be sure to follow Llama Todd, whether he's over on Twitch, Kick, and whatnot. Always, I think, a good time. Really good conversations. Scrag and Chrono. I'd say follow Chrono. Scrag, you're kind of in. We'll see if you ever get back into the content.
This is Scrag's home.
Scrag's home.
I honestly doubt it. At least until we get the game that I'm working on to a good spot, because I'm spending so many extra hours outside of work and gaming. Like I have had very little free time. So
yeah. All right. On that note, guys, thanks so much to the panel for joining us to talk about all the things that are going on in gaming. We'll be back next week as we wind down the year. I think next week we should have it should be the Game Awards should be out, I believe. We'll have some
next Thursday.
Maybe.
So I will not be here next week, but just for next week ahead of time, the Game Awards was a sham. It was all scripted.
I was like, we can just dunk on it.
Paid for.
There's going to be some game announcements that we're gonna.
There's a band playing some music. It's just like, well, this is weird.
And I'm not going to
that one game that it just looks really woke. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, on that note, guys, I wish you all the best. Have a great time and a wonderful weekend, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week to find out, is that game woke or not. We'll play that one. All right, until next time, take care.